Well, I then wonder how much the instability of money sets the pace of life. I mean, I can, but I can think back to my childhood. My dad worked so hard, and he instilled these, hardworking values, which I've tried to relay to my children. They don't give us much of a fuck, but in extreme scenarios, like I say, when you go to Argentina, Lebanon, Venezuela, you can see it does set the pace of life. But I wonder how much it sets the pace here. I wonder if I'm like reverse engineering what I've done based on Bitcoin. It's not exactly true. I can never figure it out, and I don't think I can ever know.
Yeah.
But I do fully recognize, like, financial stability gives you breathing room. Breathing room allows you to make better decisions.
Yeah.
I met this guy in Lebanon. It's fucking tragic. He's got two brothers who are both disabled. His dad is deaf. His mum looks after the disabled kids. He earns all the money for the family. He's 19. He's my son's age. And I said, what is it like for you? He said, there's no future. I get up, I go to work, I come home, I sleep every single day. There's no future for me.
Yeah.
There's no fun. And that has come from a country which has gone through hyperinflation, which has had a catastrophic effect on everybody. Not just hyperinflation. Yeah. Firstly, they had their money stolen.
Yeah.
And then what was left was hyperinflated away. Yeah. It's destroyed the entire fabric of that country. And for him, there is no... He can't sit there and go and think about the culture or what he wants. So yeah, maybe, I don't know, maybe along the extremes, it's entirely true.
It's so, it can be, I think it's kind of Maslow's hierarchy of needs a little bit, whereas what we're talking about is more in like the self-actualization camp. And at this other extreme is just like material security, just literally having enough to eat, having enough, money to live a secure life. And I think it's that having no security, no function, no hope, no ability to plan for the future can, in the vast majority of cases, just be an absolute barrier to that sort of human flourishing that, be wonderful if everybody could experience. But just because you have money also doesn't mean you do that by default. In fact, money can be as much of a barrier in some circumstances. You look at the children of like extreme wealth, like
I'm not talking about wealth.
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about stability of money.
Sure.
In that, so in Argentina, when I got there, the biggest surprise of the restaurants were full. And everyone was like, yeah, we just spend the money. One, it's not worth holding on to. And two, the future's so bleak, let's just enjoy ourselves. So, but it's like a very slow.
It's like time preference stuff. It's like ability to feel that there's a tomorrow.
Yeah. So I'm not talking about wealth. I'm talking about the breathing space and knowing that actually I might as well save my money. So in Argentina, there is zero reason to hold on to pesos.
Sure.
Get rid of it as soon as possible. Whether you get dollars or what some people do, they buy bricks.
Bricks?
Okay? Yeah, they buy bricks. So if you're the poorest in Argentina, you buy bricks or you buy roof tiles, you buy building materials. And what happens is once you've got enough, you build a new room on your house. So you literally go around and see these houses. You can see the way they construct
piece by piece.
Yeah. And so they hold something, right? But that's the only way they can plan for the future. Yeah. Whereas we have the breathing space here, especially if Bitcoin does what we think it's going to do, is to go, I've got breathing space. I can leave that money there and it might be volatile for a while, but it's not a slow decline.
Yeah.
Like there's no scenario where if I had £10,000 in my bank, I think 5 to 10 years, if I save that, I'm going to be able to buy more stuff because I'm not.
Sure.
It's going to be worth less stuff. Whereas with Bitcoin, I know 5 to 10 years, probably going to be worth more stuff. So I can save that for the future and plan.
Yeah. No, it's a great point. And like humans need to be able to have this like positive vision of the future. There has to be something in the future which is worth it to you, that you feel like you can either plan for or work towards. And obviously, that can be family, it can be many things. It doesn't have to be money. But like if you chip away at people's anchor to a positive future, it's their sense of hope. Like you chip away at their hope. You chip away at any motivation to better oneself in the moment, in the present. Like I think, and you know, these you can see this play out in different ways in different countries who, you know, have different relationships with the future because of stuff like you've said. Like you dismantle that you know, that relationship to time and savings in the future, and the culture actually changes. Like coming to this topic, like the culture actually gets shifted by the kind of physical realities of that monetary system. And you get, I think it was probably you that shared this. It was, but I had heard like, it's like, yeah, the people in Argentina are like, as soon as they get the money, they just like, they spend it on, you know, even if you're middle class, like even if you're doing okay, well, you just go to nice restaurants, like you were saying, you just go do these things because there's not a savings function. And do that long enough, the whole culture changes. I mean, do that long enough, and like suddenly this isn't like an economically rational decision of like, okay, this is going to inflate, I'm going to go do this. It's just an embedded way of operating. And I think it's just a great example of how the mechanics and the structure of like a monetary system or technology then come back and shape human culture, which we again get stuck in.
I think going right back to the start, that's probably why I would take the opposite side of the bet on shitcoins dying. Because I think we're just getting more and more nihilistic, and then eventually everything becomes a lottery ticket. So why not just throw it all into fucking poop coin or whatever? I don't know.
What's your language, man? Danny doesn't normally swear.
I always swear.
Not like that.
The nihilism, I mean, I think it's one of the most dangerous forces in the world right now. I really do believe that. It's up there at least. It's one of the things that actually draws me to Bitcoiners and Bitcoin culture is they're not nihilistic. Say what you will about Bitcoiners, but you 100%. Cannot say they are nihilistic. They think the world matters, that things have meaning, that there are things worth fighting for. And that is such a breath of fresh air in this culture that has been so deconstructed, that has had all of the meaning, I would actually say like analyzed out of it. It is like a death by analysis in some ways. And like then there's like hopelessness and groups that just feel like they don't have a future. But even in elite circles, even in like well-off circles, there's been a deconstruction of meaning, you know, that is, I think it's both like wrong and incorrect, and just so detrimental to civilization, to society. Like we need meaning, and like you're not a smart and clever person because you can come up with some complicated way to like, well, what really is meaning? What really is love? Isn't it just brain chemicals sloshing around your brain? And how does anything even mean anything? And is reality even real? Like that doesn't make you like you're not intelligent because you can come up with those ideas. Like you're actually missing what's right in front of your face.
And that way of thinking is a one-way ticket to the VR headset and living in a pod.
Yeah, like 100%.
Yeah, and that societal decay has become more evident, I think, especially in, I would say, the US and the UK.
Yeah, 100%.
We're kind of we're following behind. I think we're a couple of years behind. But I think one of the great examples of these, there's a name for it, but these groups who just run into a shop, steal everything and run out. Yeah, there is no fear of the consequences.
Yeah.
I mean, God, I remember stealing a Kinder Egg when I was a kid and I shit myself. But like they'll run into a store and steal iPhones or Gucci handbags and there's no fear of the consequences. Yeah. But also it's a group of people I'm thinking, what's going on in your life? Like, have you got a job? You got ambition? You got role models? You got leadership? Like, how have you got to this point where like you're just okay with that?
Yeah.
I had so much fear of getting in trouble as a kid. I did stupid shit, but nothing like that. And so you see that. I think you've seen a breakdown in governance. I mean, what's her name? Dianne Feinstein just died. She was a career politician on $200,000 a year, retired. Is it $103 million and a $60 million private jet?
Yeah.
We know how much money Elizabeth Warren's worth. Yeah. Nancy Pelosi is very rich, so we've got complete lack of faith in government and politicians. companies to some extent. You know, you find out some of the shitty, polluting things that some companies do, or it's just, I don't know. I just feel like everywhere. It was funny. I was talking. Let me give you the reverse, the hope on this. I keep using this term at the moment. The Bitcoin's a cheat code.
Yeah.
And I talk about it as a cheat code for my football team. In that, because we became the Bitcoin football team, you were aware of them. Stephen, I don't even know if you like our football, but you're aware of them. And you probably see me post the results. And you're like,
absolutely.
Cool. And all these Bitcoiners around the world.
And you guys are crushing it. We're having a very, very good season across both the teams.
Yes.
Yeah. And I know that because of Bitcoin.
Because of Bitcoin, but you wouldn't have fucking cared otherwise. And there's people around the world who care, and that's given us a leg up, and it's a cheat code. And so people keep writing to me now. I've had like about 10 emails saying, oh, I do X, how do I use the Bitcoin cheat code? Yeah. So one of them was a plumber. This is the perfect example. He wrote to me, and I've had a complicated relationship with various tradesmen at different times because I don't know who I trust. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're crap. You can't trust online reviews because usually they're friends. But anyway, this plumber messaged me and said, how do I integrate the Bitcoin cheat code into me as a plumber? I said, well, you're the Bitcoin plumber. That's who you are. Your Twitter handle's the Bitcoin plumber. On your website, you say, you accept Bitcoin. And I immediately go, I think I trust you a bit more. I don't know why. It's the culture, right?
Yeah.
But I think the majority of things on life, I'm on the same page as you, right?
Yeah.
So when you come to me, I know I'm going to have a conversation with you about Bitcoin. You're going to come. I think you're going to do a diligent job. And if I've got a problem, I can talk to you about it.
Yeah.